We are officially recording for our Monday momentum call here with FAMFX. And we got some amazing, beautiful people that are ready to receive some value. Today is October 4th, 2021. My name is Ricky Valdez, Chairman 25 within I Am Mastery Academy. And today I'm collaborating with the one and only, the youngest chairman in all of I Am Mastery Academy that's also part of this group. And we are extremely grateful for my bro Kyle Prasad. But for the next 10-15 minutes, I'm going to share some value with everybody. And if you're watching a recording of this, if you're watching this call live, you guys know what we're about. You guys already know who I am. But for those of you guys that are about to watch this recorded sometime in the near future, whether it's days from now, years from now, weeks from now, this video, this webinar was meant to fall in your laps. And I hope that it gives you a lot of breakthroughs. But at this moment, I am 27 years old, about to be 28 years old, and this beautiful company of I Am Mastery Academy allowed me to go from server at a restaurant to being somebody that was the first person to break the generational curses of my family. I'm not going to sit here and talk about all the income that I've been able to create, but I will tell you that I was that person for my family to break the belief system, to break the income barriers. And guess what? Did not finish college. And you got to believe in yourself. And today, we've spoken over a series of topics, but today I'm going to talk to you about you and how to break through success. Okay, I'm going to give you a few things, a few pointers that you need to do so that you can really break through. And then my brother Kyle is going to give you the formula that he personally did when he first started in this business. And he's going to give you that sauce. So look, what I found in my journey, family, is that most of our population, they suffer from self-esteem issues. They don't believe in themselves. They don't believe that they deserve success. They don't believe that success can happen for them. And they are victims to however they grew up. So many people focus on what they don't have, who they are not, what they are missing. You can't be focused on that. I'm going to give you a few things that you must focus on to get to success. Number one thing is, who are you? Who do you want to be? What are you becoming? Okay. You have to focus on that. Who are you from this day moving forward? Who are you and who do you want to be? What are you becoming? Do not focus on what you don't have. Do not focus on what you don't lack, what you lack. Don't focus on lack. Listen, focus on what you do have. Feel comfortable with yourself. Give yourself room to succeed. Most people give themselves room to fail. Give yourself the room that you need to succeed. Like I said, an average person gives themselves room to fail. If you're not a success in 90 days, you quit. That's what most people do. You need to embrace the process of life. You need to embrace what success is all about. You need to love that process, trust that process, and you need to learn how to truly love yourself. Look, we all have different types of emotions, I know. But honestly, one of the most amazing things that you can do for you is learn to love you. You don't have any flaws. You really don't. To some people, your flaws are what they are looking up to. Sometimes you think that whatever is a flaw to you, you think that that's a flaw and that it's a perception thing. Some people, they will literally tell whatever you think is your flaw. Some people will literally tell you, man, that's your strength. So you have to learn to love yourself, and you don't have any flaws. Maybe you just have things that you must work on, but our DNA is perfect. Listen, I found something out the other day. I was telling you guys that, you know, and I know it might sound a little funny, but you know, you have a winning DNA. You have a winning DNA. When your parents conceived you, you were literally that sperm cell that won. Out of all the trillions, you have winning DNA. But you want to know something that I found out is that the female egg, the ovary, right, that gets inseminated, it actually chooses which one it wants. So not only did you win, but you were also chosen. And you have to understand that you have greatness inside of you. So I need you right now to start truly loving yourself as you are. Because the way that you see yourself is the way that the world is going to see you. And maybe the conversation right now that we're having might sound a little cheesy, but I promise you that it is a conversation that you need to have. Because it wasn't until I started looking at myself as being amazing, like the way that you guys see me now, because of course I've been able to be a chairman and trader, and you guys see that I'm killing the trading game, and you guys see that not only like, listen, shout out, look, we literally had somebody in the business that bought a car off of trading. Like, that is success, that is big things happening. But look, it wasn't until I started seeing myself as a powerhouse. It wasn't until I started seeing myself as a leader. It wasn't until I started seeing myself as this amazing person that I started to manifest these things. So look, develop the qualities that you have. Whatever you believe your strengths are, develop them even more. And whatever you believe are your lesser qualities, not flaws, stop using that word. Your lesser qualities, polish them. So it goes like this: develop the qualities that you have right now that you believe are your strengths, and polish your lesser qualities. You're going to be amazed at what you start to attract. Look, to find great leaders, you need to start to become one. To find people that can love you, you must start loving yourself first. To find teammates, you must realize that you need to be a leader. In your heart, you need the ability to point people in the right direction. And your responsibility becomes seeing who actually shows up. So you need to develop a good heart, right? Good enough to point people in the right direction. And your responsibility is going to be to notice the people that start to show up. I want to give a shout out to Ms. Nadia. I want to give a shout out to Selena. I know they're on the call. I know they're taking notes. And I shared with them a little bit of my heart, but I knew that if my heart was right, I would attract people like them. And my responsibility was to see who they are. And the other day, they threw their first event. And I was speaking to Nadia, and I'm like, look, I'm going to choose to focus on you. And then we spoke to Miss Selena as well. And I'm like, look, I'm going to choose to focus on you. But I had to get my heart right first. I had to get the way that I looked at myself first to attract them. And then I had to spot them out and watch. We got some cheer queens in the house. So let's keep going. Look, success in anything is involuntary. Don't expect anyone to do anything that you haven't done. Don't tell people to do what you're not willing to do. People don't want to be managed. People already have a job. Your job, if there is a job, is to point people in the right direction and see who volunteers. I didn't boss Ms. Nadia around. I didn't boss Miss Selena around. I pointed them in the right direction. I gave them the right information, and they volunteered to do their own event for their own business. And that's when you run with them. Look, you deserve to have it all. You are the leader that people are looking for. You need to start telling yourself. Right now, your physical or financial situation is temporary. If you're not where you want to be right now, your physical reality has nothing to do with your emotional reality. Use the inside to change the outside, because the title of what I just told you guys is to love yourself. Number one, love yourself. Number two, love people. These are gems. If you really want a long-lasting business, I've been in this business for almost 5 years now. We hardly have ever deranked from our rank. We literally do 6 figures in sales. We've done 6 figures in sales for the last 3 years every month. And you can't do this if you don't love yourself, and you can't do this if you don't love people. Do you really have love for people? You have to have love for people, whether you're in this business or whatever business. Because if you experience love, abundance, right? Like love is like one of the highest frequencies. And if you're always operating out of love to God's highest form of creation, you will radiate so high that you will attract everybody that you need for your success. It's not a self-made type of deal. It's a teammate type of deal. Look, listen, I'm not saying that I did it all by myself, because a part of it was, but a part of it wasn't. But you're going to need people to help you there. You require people. It's about who you know. Of course, it's about what you apply and what you do, but it's also about who you know, meaning that you can't do it on your own. You need to attract the right people into your reality to get to where you want to get to. That's why you have to love people. You can't be judgmental, right? Are you introvert or are you extrovert? What do you want to attract? Do you want to attract outgoing people, or do you want to attract self-contained people? Do you enjoy being around people? These are all questions you must ask yourself. These are questions that you have to understand, that you have to say yes to. You have to like, which person do you want to pick? Next thing is that if you are great, well, let's put it like this. Look, the qualities that I just told you guys, that is what allows people to be more comfortable with you. The more vulnerable you become, the more you will attract the right people to your reality. Listen, I never played that perfect role. I never pretended to be somebody that I'm not. I was always Jen. I was just having I just literally did a training right now for some of the people here in my city. And I was telling them, if you really want to blow up your social media, you're not after perfection, you're after progression. And with the way that I blew up my social media and blew up the organization is I was vulnerable enough to show people that I'm just a server from Dave and Buster's, but you know what? I'm hungry. But you know what? I want to change. But you know what? I want to help people. And my determination was so high, and my consistency was through the roof, and my habits were on point, and I showed people that. And I was never afraid to tell people where I was at. I might have been in a worse situation than you were. You just don't know everything about me just yet. But I was a little vulnerable. Listen, this is not means to let people take advantage of you. It doesn't. People have fear of being vulnerable because we're afraid that people will find out about your flaws. But you have no flaws. Flaws are your own perception. If you change the way that you look at things, the things that you look at change. And that creates fear. And fear equals excuses not to become who you already are. Because inside of you, you already have that greatness. You already won. You were already picked. You were already chosen. You already have a task that you're here for. You were born in, he already knew, God already knew what you were meant to do before you were in the womb. And you need to love people. How long are you going to keep your brilliance from people? How long are you going to keep your gifts from people? Go love on people. Go show off your greatness. Share with them how amazing you are and that you're willing to help them get to the top. Number 3, you need to develop a love for life. Stop being upset about what life hands you and start being grateful that life is handing you something. Whether life hands you something bad, whether life hands you something good, you are literally alive to get something handed to you. All you need to do is wake up in the morning. As long as you wake up in the morning, you already won. As a grown human being, you can make a decision every single day to change whatever situation you are in. It's true. And I want you to develop a love for life. Do you wake up loving life, or do you wake up dreading it? Are you letting life pass you by, or are you taking advantage of every single situation? Look, last month I got into a car wreck. I could have lost my life, and this is not to feel bad, but it made me realize, man, I'm so grateful for what I have, the life that I live. I can't take this life for granted, not even for 1 second. Honestly, you can't let life pass you by. You need to take on the day. You need to embrace the day. You need to learn how to operate from a different perspective. You need to learn how to operate like this. It's not, why is this happening to me? It's like, why is this happening to me? Not, why are you doing this to me? That's the question. Most people say, why is life doing this to me? You need to ask, why? Well, why is this happening to me? What's going on? You need to have a strong why. I used to wake up so excited to get to that place where I would help my mom. Look, when your why is bigger than the how, that's when life starts to happen. That's when you start to take control. That's when you start to seize the moment. When your why is bigger than the how, you don't need to know exactly how. Your why just needs to be so big. And when your why is bigger than the how, and then life starts to happen, your body language changes. Then you know it's happening, not you hope that it's going to happen. And that's number 3, love for life. Be grateful, operate from gratitude. Number 4, love what you do. Love what you do. Be grateful for what you do. And if you don't like what you do, be grateful that you at least have a job to pay bills, and go work on finding what you love. People seek to find what their purpose is. Don't be so afraid. Don't feel that your job security is secure. Sometimes that's what becomes your insecurity. I don't think I said that right. Don't be so afraid about the outcome, and don't feel that your job security is secure. Sometimes your job security is what becomes your insecurity, because then you're afraid to let go, and you're afraid to go on to bigger and better things. People always want to find what their purpose is. Look, allow your purpose to find you. Stop trying so hard. Start having more fun. Stop trying to control success and experience success. Enjoy the journey. Don't control the journey. Look, not all jobs are bad. But if you stay there and you choose to just be average, that's what's bad. But look, it's up to you to find in the middle what your purpose is. Meet it in the middle. Don't completely try to control it. Meet it in the middle. Do your part and let life do its part for you. It's going to come to you when you least expect it. The more pressure you take off yourself, the more creative you're going to become. And the more creative, the more ideas you get. And the more ideas you get is how you will find your purpose. Listen, know this, that every situation has a cause, and every situation has an effect. The yin and the yang. Seek and you shall find. Stop trying. Just let go and live life. You might not find your purpose today. You might not find your purpose tomorrow, maybe not next year, but only by being in the game can you attract your purpose to you. So look, final things: embrace life, learn to forgive, be more open. We are all different, but we all have the same life. We all have the same, how can I say, we all have the same shot. We all can do great things. We all can change our family situation. Look, Have a prosperity mindset. Give yourself room to fail and give yourself room to succeed, not just room to fail. Look for the signs. Have an open mind. Have your eyes open, your mind open. And look, piece of advice, don't take your situations personally. Sometimes we believe that everything happens for a reason, but honestly, sometimes shit just happens. Sometimes life just throws random things at us. Give me 1 second. I'm doing a webinar. Let me call you right back. I'm almost done, okay? Look for the signs. Don't take situations personally. So look, let's start asking ourselves some things. Who are you looking to partner up with? Who do you want on your team? What type of people do you want to attract? Become that first. What type of person do you seek to attract? For you to do that, you need to learn to listen. For you to do that, you need to silence your own chatter. For you to do that, you need to silence your own chaos. For you to find the right people, you need to stop trying to prove everyone that you're right. It doesn't matter. Let go of being right so you could be rich. And understand that you get what you expect. You need to learn to listen. You need to learn to hear what people really mean. In life, you need to learn to listen to the clues with your heart. Are you a winner or are you a whiner? It's almost spelled the same. Are you genuine or are you fake? Are you in drama or are you in peace? All questions that you need to ask yourself. Right? And so my part is almost done. Look, you need to say, I am comfortable with myself. I love myself. I am great. Because whatever you feel, whatever way you feel about you, telepathically is what you're telling everybody. When you walk into the room, you have to light it up, not dim it down. I promise you that whenever you come in contact with me, that room will be lit up. And it's because of how I feel about me. Great leaders know they are great. Great leaders don't need permission to be great. You don't have to be perfect to attract good people. You don't have to be a superstar. What you have to do is you have to care and you have to have empathy. And your message needs to say, your energy, if you really want to attract the right people, your message needs to say, I am becoming comfortable with myself. I am comfortable with myself to attract the right people. Look, you don't need all the facts. You just need to make a decision. You don't need to you don't need all the answers. You just know that you just got to become the right person. People say, if I had the right leader, I would be chairman, whatever. That's not how you approach it. Look, listen, last few things. It has nothing to do with your sponsor. It has everything to do with you. If it's your desire to become a great leader, become one, act like one. Understand what true leaders think, how they operate, and understand why they do what they do. And so now to pass it all to my bro, because if your desire is to become a leader, you must act like a leader, you must work like a leader, you must dress like a leader, you must feel like a leader, you must understand how a leader operates. And there's not a better person to tell you all these things than my bro, Mr. Kyle Prasad. Let me tell you a few things about him. He started the business when he shouldn't have started the business, right? But God works in mysterious ways. He's 18 years old right now. He's been in the business for about 2 years. He'll tell you his story. But you know what? Listen, we never even had to spoon feed this guy. We never had to, he is our baby of our organization, right? He's a whole chairman, right? But he's the baby of our organization. We literally protect him with everything that we got. But we never needed to baby him. He literally took the lead on his own. He makes moves on his own. He would be like, yo, I'd be like, bro, like, what do we got to do to win in your business? He'd be like, look, bro, I already did this. What do you think about this? He wouldn't wait for me to have to tell him. He would come to me with something he had already created, and he would ask me my opinion on it. He took that initiative. He took that lead. And honestly, he catches more flights than everybody now. We were in Cabo having a lot of fun. He has a great heart. He's very loyal. He's very consistent. One of the most consistent people the organization has. He's not regular. He's 18 years old. But when I tell you that he grinds harder than most men, do not let this young professional outwork you. He's still a teen. So just know before I give it to him, when you're sleeping, he's working. Do not let an 18-year-old outwork you. Do not let an 18-year-old outthink you. But he's where he's at for a reason. And today he's sharing some time with us. So I'm super happy and grateful for Mr. Kyle Prasad. I appreciate you, bro, for never quitting to allow us to share your story so that you can show people that it doesn't even matter if you're super young, you can be an amazing leader at whatever age. So guys, can we drop some sevens in the chat for my brother, somebody that I always look out for, Mr. Kyle Prasad. Kyle Hustles on IG, the youngest chairman in I Am Mastery Academy. Take it away, bro. Let's run it. There we go.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Yo, definitely appreciate y'all for the sevens in the chat. Can everybody drop a C50 in the chat for my guy Ricky? Yo, it's crazy. It's crazy, honestly, being on this call with Ricky. I mean, you know, I come from pretty much how everybody on this call is on this call. Like, I promise you guys, I used to literally be in the same shoes, if not even worse, right? I remember being not even a ranked in this business, but I was on these calls every single time the link dropped. As soon as I saw the Zoom link on the Telegram, I was on it, because for a lot of people, they want to make this happen. They don't really need to make this happen. That's really one of the things I want to talk about today on this call. What is your really need? What did you really need for this? Right? You know, a lot of people, they have different needs, right? Everybody on this call has a different story, a different need. But you must first figure out that need in order to even figure out what you need to do in order to get there, right? If you don't know what the need is, then how can you figure out what you need to do in order to get there, right? You know, one of my mentors was always telling me this. You know, a lot of people, I'm guessing, and I'm guessing it's the majority of this call, everybody came into this business to, number one, live on their own terms, make money online, you know, travel the world, do things that people have never ever believed was even possible, right? If you were to ask somebody that was alive in the 70s or the 60s, maybe like your grandma, your grandpa, somebody who's older, right? If you were to say, hey, go back in time and say, hey, there is a 7-year-old kid making $20 million on YouTube right now, I promise you they wouldn't even believe it. They would be like, yo, there's no way. There's no way that's even happening, right? And, you know, I'm gonna be honest, that's going on in today's day and age. So I want you guys to realize that you have to think about the level of difficulty in order to even get there. So my point is, the price for everything we want is everything we have, right? If you want all these fancy things, you want all the things you see online, like, I'm telling you guys right now, there's a price that needs to be paid, and that price isn't just money, right? It might take sacrifice, it might take listening, it might take being resourceful. I mean, there's a really underlying price in order to get there. So I always thought about this. The price for everything we want is the price for everything. The price for everything we want is everything we have, right? So for you guys on this call, like my man Ricky said, I mean, guys, me and my guy Ricky go way back. I mean, I'm gonna tell you guys a little story. I mean, when I got started in the business, I didn't even know I was in Ricky's business, or like I was under him. Like I didn't even know any of that. So for starters, I couldn't, even if I couldn't even reach out to Ricky. So I actually got involved from somebody that was literally under somebody that was under Ricky, right? That's a little bit of a tongue twister, but it was basically somebody that signed up under Ricky, that signed up under Ricky, that signed up under him, enrolled me into the business. But I'm telling you guys right now, I didn't eventually get connected. I didn't eventually get noticed until I started really doing shit. Right. A lot of you guys come into the business and really expect, like, man, hey, if I DM all these chairmen, which I actually tried, I would be the first person to raise my hand on this. I literally used to like DM every single top leader I thought in this business, like trying to get an answer for something that I wanted in this business. But sometimes I didn't even get an answer because I realized that sometimes proximity is earned, not given. Right? Proximity is earned, not given. So at the end of the day, I want you guys to realize that there's a lot of people that say, man, I just need some more mentorship. I just need some more hands-on, right? There's a lot of people that say that, right? They're jumping from thing to thing to thing over and over and over again. And this is one of the things that I notice in this business that honestly hurts a lot of people, right? 1 month you're trading HFX, you don't like HFX, you're like, man, screw HFX, that thing don't work. Right now you're on to Swipecoin. Now Swipecoin's winning, and now all of a sudden you have a bad week on Swipecoin, and you're like, man, Swipecoin don't work, so I'm just gonna move on to DeLorean, right? And then all of a sudden that week that you took off of Swipecoin and moved to DeLorean, that was the week that they were undefeated, right? So it's a pretty much a revolving door of just thinking the grass is greener on the other side, thinking that, oh man, it's the app's problem, so let me just move on to this app. Oh, it's the mentor's problem, let me just move on to this mentor, right? It's just a revolving door where people don't ever stop and look within, right? The problem, the essential, problem I want to discuss today on today's call is it's not the trader, it's not the builder, it's not trading, it's the trader, right? It's never building, it's the builder, right? A lot of people never want to stop and just look within, right? We all have that same access to the same exact company, the same exact academy login, the same exact go live, the same exact go live educators, the same exact apps. We all have the same exact resources, the same platform, but yet some win and some don't. What is the outlying factor here? Right? I think at the end of the day, it's really just some people's willingness to take action. Right? For me, you didn't have to tell me much to take action. Right? Ricky gave me a play, I ran the play. Gustavo gave me a play, I ran the play. Right? I want you guys to embody this saying right here, run the play. Right? Some coach give me a play, I run the play. You know what happens in sports and baseball and basketball when your coach gives you the play and you don't run the play, or you run a different play? You get benched. You get benched. And a lot of you guys have been benched in your own business right now, and you don't even know it, right? Sometimes I would not run the play because guess what? Sometimes I'm human. Sometimes I don't want to listen. I have my own pride, ego, right? But guess what? That leaves you benched majority of the time. So I'm telling you guys today, Ricky didn't have to give me a play, and I'm like, I was questioning it, right? There was never a time where Ricky gave me a play and I was like, all right, you know what? I might do this. Or, you know what? Let me think about it. It was no questions asked. I'm running the play. Right? So for you guys in this business, what are some plays that you guys can run in your business? Now, I want to give you guys the 7 main skills, right? These are the 7 main skills of really network marketing, right? And I'm gonna be honest, network marketing, like I'm telling you guys, is not about being the smartest person. It's not about being the best trader, right? Because I'll tell you guys at first, I wasn't the best trader, right? I used to see Ricky back in the day when I got started. I'm telling you guys right now, when I got started, Ricky was the educator for the company. He was on swipe trades, right? He was on an app sending out trades. Gustavo was also an educator sending out swipe trades. Ray was in the process of being an educator. Abel Melendez was an educator. So I'm telling you guys, I was surrounded by so much greatness. Like I wasn't like when I first started, I wasn't as good as trading, right? I wasn't as good as these people, right? I was still learning. I was still grasping the concepts, right? This is a platform that's not only just a trading company. This is an entrepreneur academy, honestly, because this academy taught me about cryptocurrency, right? Before this academy, I didn't even know about cryptocurrency. So this is also an academy that could teach you about e-commerce. So I look at it like this, right? I built myself a residual income that also in turn helped me learn how to trade, helped me have more capital to trade with. Because when I started this business, I'm telling you guys, I was only making like about $50 to $100 a week at my initial job. So like I'm telling you guys right now, I didn't have the income to even trade like that. So guess what I did? Life isn't about being the smartest person. It's about leveraging those that know what they're talking about, right? At first, I didn't know everything that I was talking about. But guess what? I said, hey, I know Ricky, he knows what he's talking about. I know Gustavo, he knows what he's talking about. So bet I'm gonna get my people that I know that need this education, and I'm gonna have a mastermind with them. I'm gonna get them on a three-way. I'm gonna get them talking to each other, right? At the end of the day, this business isn't about being the best source. This business isn't about being the source, the head honcho. This business is about being the best plug, right? I'm telling you guys right now, there's a lot of people that are in my business, but like sometimes, like I'm telling you guys, sometimes a lot of people like they know that I trade, I do my thing, but sometimes a lot of people weren't motivated by me, right? I was so young, a lot of people just wasn't motivated by me, wasn't shifted by me. But guess what? I plugged them in with Gustavo. I plugged them in with Ricky, my uplines. I plugged them in with the company, the resources that we had, right? I knew that it wasn't about me being the smartest person, because if I'm worried about being the smartest person, that's never going to happen. There's no question. Like, if you're trying to be the smartest person, that's not something that's achievable. It's not something that's accomplishable. Hey, let me just become the smartest trader overnight. Here we go. That's not something that's even, that's relative, right? Everybody has a different definition of that. So at the end of the day, that's just an everlasting loop. So I knew it wasn't about being the smartest person. It's about leveraging those that know who they're talking about. If someone has success, I have to take notes and apply it to the T. No question, right? So, guys, the 7 main skills of network marketing, right? Number 1 is prospecting, right? And this is no matter what rank you are. These are the just really 7 main skills of network marketing. Number 1 is prospecting, right? How are you going out there and finding new people, new blood, new people to network with, right? Your network is your net worth. So ask yourself, how much is your network increasing, right? Even people that are Chairman 100, Chairman 250, Chairman 750, even people outside of this business like Grant Cardone, Gary Vee, they're always increasing their network, right? They go to networking events, right? Sometimes people go to car events to just a network, right? Even when I go out, like I'm not gonna go somewhere and order something to eat and not get somebody's Instagram, not network with them, right? This is just in general. This doesn't even apply to this business, but prospecting is something that you're always doing. A lot of people are like, man, now I gotta go prospect again. Like you should have never even stopped. Like again, there's not even a time where I'm not prospecting. Or I could just be having a conversation, going out to eat. But guess what? I'm gonna be trading, or I'll be looking at the charts or something. let's say I get an alert on my phone, like I would show somebody like, yo, I just got an alert. We about to make some money. Like that right there is just planting a seed. You guys got to understand in this business that the day that you plant the seed won't be the day that the tree grows automatically. The day that you plant the seed isn't the day that the plant like rises. It's not always that day, but you have to always be planting seeds, right? Prospecting is about always be planting seeds, right? You got to literally set literally long-term goals, but also short-term goals. And I'm gonna get into that in a second. But one of your short-term goals should be at least let me expose 5 to 8 people to the business today. Whether they said yes, whether they said no, I'm gonna at least plant these 5 to 8 seeds today. Right? It's gonna feel like uneasy if you end the day and don't even do that. That's just kind of how I felt. Like it's gonna kind of feel weird if I go to sleep and I didn't do that today. Right? So number one is prospecting. Number two is inviting. Right? How good are you at inviting? Right? Everybody on this call, I'm telling you guys right now, inviting is really a multi-million-dollar skill. Like when I started learning how to invite the right way, that that really shifted my business a lot, because this business, I'm telling you guys, inviting, I could give you guys a whole training on inviting. I can give you guys a 30-minute training just on inviting. But inviting is all about urgency, right? How urgent are you about this business, right? A lot of the times people come into this business and they start inviting people and they try to twist a whole bunch of words, say a whole bunch of things, try to give the whole platter, try to give the whole like the whole menu, right? The invitation isn't about giving the whole menu. It's just about giving an appetizer, just about giving a little preview, right? I hope you guys take that little nugget and just use that for your inviting. There is a video on YouTube that I use that helped me honestly to learn how to invite. It's called The Art of Inviting by Matthew Rosa and Austin Gotzi, right? That's the video that I use how to invite. Pretty sure Ricky has it. Any of the P600s, P1000s, I'm pretty sure they're familiar with it as well. All right, number three is presenting. Right? How much are you presenting? How much times are you your business pretty much all boils down to here, right? How much times are you really presenting? Right? Not how much times you're running mindset calls, not how much times you're like getting on a call with Ricky, like not how much times you're getting on a call with your mentor. Like it really all boils down to how much times are you sharing the plan. Right? When I heard that, I was like, all right, cool. That's all you had to tell me. I'm gonna just get off this call. I'm gonna do my basic necessities. And I'm just gonna go run the play. I'm just gonna go show the plan. Right? I'm just gonna go do this as much as possible. And I had a routine where I would share the plan every day when I get off of school, 2 times a day. Right? I had a routine, like literally, I'll go to school, I'll do everything I had to do at school, where I'll be prospecting during the day, I'll be inviting during the day, and then when I get home, it was time to present. So I was doing these first 3 skill sets pretty much all throughout the day. I was prospecting on my phone, on Instagram, or I was inviting. Sometimes I had to go during lunch, go make some invite calls. And then the third skill set, presenting, I was presenting twice a day. I was making sure that I at least presented, or I at least like, again, it will feel weird. And this is not how many times your upline is presenting, right? This is not how many times your sideline is presenting. This is how many times you are presenting. Because ask yourself, if your upline dies today, does your business die with them? Right? Like ask yourself, like, I mean, yo, I'm not wishing that on nobody, but like that was just me, right? Even if my upline like that did happen, like I promise you, my business would not die as well. Like I would still be able to keep doing this, right? If that were to happen, would you stop your business? Would you know how to operate? right? These are questions you got to ask yourself, right? Number 4, skill set number 4 is the follow-up, right? The follow-up. And I'm telling you guys right now, sometimes it takes at least 5 to 7 exposures on average to even close somebody to get them into your business, right? Me, myself, I'm telling you guys right now, I didn't join off the first time that I saw this opportunity. And you got to think about it. Probably some of you guys didn't either, right? For me, the first time I saw this was from my boy AWOL that I work with. I still work with him today, but I saw this business off of him, but I didn't actually pretty much get started with him. I actually kind of got off the call and didn't even take action. And then 3 months came down the line and I saw Gustavo on Instagram and I saw other people killing it. I messaged them. I got on an actual call with them and we actually chopped it up and I finally got started. I want you guys to realize that I saw the business, this same business 3 months prior, but I took no action. But it took somebody to like literally get on a call with me again and try to get on a call with me again and literally just follow up with me, literally just build rapport with me. When that happened, like, yo, that's when I really got started in the business, when somebody was really following up with me. When nobody was following up with me, there was no motivation for me to even get started. So I didn't even get started at all. And that's probably the case for even some of y'all on this call, right? So follow up, even if it takes 5 to 7 exposures. And that's the one thing that I'm telling you guys, once you start doing that, that's going to help your guys' close ratio because it's just the follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up, right? Now, number 5 is the launch, right? Number 5 is really the launch. And I'm telling you guys, this is really like the key, right? How can you improve your customer service, right? The launch is really when you help people get set up with the products, right? So you get help, you get people started with their trading accounts, you help them start with the go live sessions with the academy, and also get them acquainted with how the business works. Really just break everything down in a simple manner for them, right? You want to have a 24-hour fast start, right? Where people could go through the academy and also be able to hop on some go live sessions, right? I'm telling you guys right now, the type of system that we have today was like, this right here is uncomparable to what we had when I got started. Like when I got started, it was, like I said, it was 2018. I mean, Ricky was on Swipe Trades. He was like a P2000, I believe, P2000, P5000, something like that. He was one of those ranks. And again, like I didn't even realize I was on his team. So I actually was on a call with Darwin and Banks, and they were living in that penthouse in Arizona. And then I met Ricky and they were in the house. And then I actually got to meet him. And then now I got to see him now from where he was as a swipe trader and a P2, P5. Now he's a chairman 25. If you guys don't understand, that means he literally turned his yearly income into a monthly income. At P2K, from P2K to chairman 25, that's turning your yearly income into a monthly income. That's something that no other industry can do, right? You can maybe do it with, trying to do something else, but I'm telling you guys right now, like there's no other industry you could do because we come from people that already trade, right? You already know Ricky drops trade setups, Gustavo drops it. Like we really trade over here. So instead of trying to do your own thing, trying to individually teach everybody and try to get your own, like that's in a competitive mind state versus a collaborative mind state, right? You're operating out of a competitive space, not a collaborative space. See, if you really want to break records, it's going to come from a collaborative state, right? So I'm telling you guys right now, this type of business, like this right here, like this, what we have right here, this is not something you guys are going to want to play with. This is not something you guys are going to want to play with because we're in a collaborative space. You don't have to only learn from me, right? You can learn from Ricky. You can learn from Mike Miles. You can learn from Abel Melendez. You can learn from Millie Mills, right? Back then, they didn't have this. They didn't have all these educators. They didn't have all these strategies. They didn't have these type of things. So I'm telling you guys right now, you guys are gonna really want to take this thing grab this thing by the neck and just go crazy with it. Like, don't depend on the person that sponsored you to tell you to go crazy. Like, when you get off this call, you're gonna have a decision to make. Either your dreams or your distractions. You have a decision to make. You don't have to tell me, right? A lot of people set goals, they write their goals down, and they set goals as if somebody's gonna give them a round of applause. A lot of times people set goals like as if somebody's gonna pat them on the back. Like, I'm gonna be like, oh, good job, bro. No, you gotta set a goal that's gonna move you. So you gotta choose in between your dreams or your distractions. You could hop off this call and get on Netflix. That's cool. That's not gonna benefit me at all, right? But it's only gonna hurt you. You could get off this call, and what I used to do and what I still do is I'm over here taking notes on the stuff that Ricky's saying, and I'm about to go crazy. I'm about to go on Instagram, honestly show some love to a whole bunch of people that I haven't showed love to. Also, when I was getting off these calls, I was over here studying the people that honestly had the success that I want. If I wanted to be a better speaker, I was looking that up. If I wanted to, go out there and become a chairman, like, guys, I was studying these people all the time. That's one thing Ricky could tell you. Like, I was never isolated to just one person, to just one mentor, right? Who's to say that this book right here that I'm reading can't be my mentor, right? Who's to say this guy on YouTube that I've been watching, Austin Gatti, Matt Rosa, Jason Brown, Alex Morton, right? Who's to say that this can't be my mentor, right? A lot of people look for a specific mentor, a specific person, or a specific something that's gonna, like, hey, if I just find this mentor, then I'll become rich, right? If I just find this mentor, if I just find this strategy, then I'm gonna be a millionaire, right? If that was the answer, then how come everybody doesn't have it? How come everybody isn't a millionaire, right? It's called, people are looking for the path of least resistance, right? The path of least resistance, meaning, hey, if I just find this one mentor, yeah, I'm gonna get rich. If I just find this one strategy, I'm gonna get rich. No, but when in theory, you should be looking for the strength in the process, right? How much better can I grow today? How much more can I develop? What ideas can I come up with today? Am I gonna leave today with some new ideas or nothing new created? Right? That's why there's a difference between short-term goals and long-term goals. Long-term goals, those long-term goals are not gonna add up, right? When I made these big long-term goals, Chairman 10, 6 figures, like, when I made these long-term goals, it didn't add up, right? I was 15, like, there's no way that was adding up, the goals that I was making. Like, there was no way, hey, yeah, 15-year-old kid, yo, join this academy, and yo, all of a sudden, you're gonna hit these big goals. They didn't add up. They're not gonna add up. But your short-term goals are goals that you set every day when you wake up, that these are your non-negotiables. Before you go to sleep, it's not like, yo, I'm not going to sleep without this getting done, without 5 to 8 people presented every single day, without 2 go live sessions, without, these are things that you must set within. You must grow to become that version of yourself that even deserves that type of income. Because granted, I were to give you $10,000 a month. Granted, I were to give you, even Ricky, Chairman 25, $25,000 a month, for all of you guys that are reaching for that. Granted, I were to just give that to you right now. Are you even the person that even needs to be that even deserves that type of income? Right? A lot of people are like, yo, I want the Lamborghini, like Lambo me, one Lambo, right? But granted, I were to give you a Lamborghini Aventador, are you even the person needed to be in order to maintain that? Do you even know, like, when to change the oil, when to change the brakes, right? A lot of people probably haven't changed their oil in a while, right? And it's not you know, it's not like a shot at anybody because how would I know? But if you do that with a Lamborghini Aventador, your engine would literally be falling into pieces. So again, you must become the person necessary even for that income. So when I wanted this income, I had to first become the person necessary. And how do I do that? By finding people that have the results that I want. Even if there's people that have the results that I want that I couldn't even access them, I found the information that they got. So I would ask Ricky, like, hey, bro, what books are you reading? Right. I was never dependent on Ricky, right? I'm always asking him questions. I'm always sharing gratitude. But at the end of the day, Ricky's his own man. He's over here doing his own grind. So I'm like, all right, cool. But what are some books like? What is your biggest takeaway from this? Like, what are some books you're reading? Like, because I always knew that, hey, if he could do it, I could do it too. Right? If Gustavo could do it, I could do it too. If Ricky could do it, I could do it too. If Darwin could do it, I could do it too. Right? That was always my motto. That was always my mentality. So there was no excuses as to why I couldn't do this. If I knew that he could do it, and I knew that he could do it, the outlying factor is not that this doesn't work. The outlying factor is, hey, how am I working this? That's really the outlying factor. So honestly, guys, I've been on here for a minute. Not gonna take up too much of you guys' time. But honestly, I appreciate my guy Ricky for even bringing me on this call. I mean, it's crazy because a lot of the things that we said back in the day, we did it, right? I mean, some of the things I couldn't even believe, right? I used to always tell Ricky, like, yo, I'm gonna be the youngest chairman. Like, we're gonna get this done. Like, and it's crazy because I didn't even believe that. I didn't even think that was gonna even happen, right? And Ricky used to always tell me, like, yo, just do it, bro. Like, just like stay grounded, stay loyal, stay loyal, stay humble, and just continue to be a student, right? That's all the things that he used to tell me. Like, stay humble, stay loyal, and just continue to be a student. And even though I was being a student from him, I was also being a student to David Emanite. I was also being a student to Matt Rosa. I was also being a student to Wall Street Ray, to Austin Gatti. I was being a student to everybody, right? Because I never knew. Like, I just never knew. And that's just one thing that Ricky always just taught me. So, like, honestly, Ricky, like, appreciate you for putting me on this call. I mean, we're gonna definitely keep running it up in the future. I mean, again, like, I just want to like emphasize to you guys, like, literally everything we said we were gonna do, we did it, right? Regardless of who was here and who's continued to be here. Like, I'm telling you guys right now, it was all worth it, right? It was all completely worth it because, back in the day, I'm telling you guys, Ricky used to always preach chairman and he hit chairman, right? Then I preached chairman. Then guess what? Now I hit chairman. Everybody that stayed 10 toes down is also chairman. But everybody that kind of let their own way, their own head get in the way, they didn't make it here. But at the end of the day, you guys on this call will, if you guys make the decision to go hard after this call, take ownership, right? Don't think like, yo, oh, this needs to happen in order for me to go chairman. This needs to happen. No, you need to happen. The time is now, right? There's nothing else that needs to happen, right? What needs to happen is everybody on this call make a decision that it's on you. You're gonna take ownership of your business and of your life in general. So with that being said, honestly, appreciate you again, my bro Ricky. I need everybody to drop a 7